Through you, I particularly would like to acknowledge and welcome our 25 most remarkable teens for 2020, along with their parents and supporters. It is with undeniable pride that I, as the Minister with responsibility for youth empowerment, stand here with all of you in this honorable house this evening, November 26, 2020, to pay homage to outstanding and upstanding young people who illuminate our Federation. These young inspirations who have, in their own unique ways, demonstrated their value and contributed to the growth of both self and community. This evening is testimony that regardless of the circumstances, the young people of St. Kitts and Nevis possess the creativity, innovation, and resilience, not only to make a difference, but to effect needed change in the face of adversities. I am therefore honored to celebrate these remarkable young individuals. Mr. Speaker, this evening marks the 10th occasion when we, the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, share common ground, when we stand unified in our applaud and celebration of our young people. Young people who are creative, principled, industrious, well-educated, skilled, empathetic, community-spirited, service-oriented, and so much more. When the curtains are closed this evening, we will have recognized the 250th remarkable teen. Our youths are not immune or isolated from the ills and pressures of society. Coping in an ever-evolving world as a changing physical, emotional, and social being has never been easy. As a result, many succumb to the lure of peer pressure, antisocial community influences, the strains of poverty, and the pains of abuse. Our modern world, though it presents our youth with amenities and opportunities that relieve them of several hardships that their parents face as youth, it also bombards them with significant distractions and avenues to amplify negative and destructive influences. Then comes the year 2020, a year that tests every strand of faith and resilience in each one of us. Yet our young people remain firm and focused despite these challenges. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is truly remarkable indeed. Mr. Speaker, what is most exceptional about these teens whom we celebrate this evening is that many of them are phoenixes who rose from the ashes of bleak circumstances and overcame personal tragedies to achieve this recognition. This, in and of itself, is a clear indication of their innate ability to harness their intrinsic and available extrinsic motivators as they created their niches in life. Permit me to offer encouragement and upliftment to those young persons who have also contributed significantly to their communities and society, but unfortunately were not selected this time around. Their contributions are not diminished or any less valuable. I urge them to continue to be self-aware and to continue their pursuit for purpose greater than themselves. I share the poignant word of a Chinese proverb with them, and I quote, "A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not in the branch, but in its own wings. Always believe in yourselves," unquote. Mr. Speaker, in very short order, we will be afforded a glimpse into the remarkable lives of so far lived by our young awardees. Tonight, we will be enthralled by stories of determination, perseverance in the face of overwhelming odds. We will hear stories of commitment to the well-being of the less fortunate and the upliftment of their communities. Stories of ordinary young people doing extraordinary things for the betterment of self and the greater good of their nation. As the nation pauses tonight to witness and exalt the most remarkable of our teens for 2020, it is imperative to highlight that these outstanding individuals are the products of strong and supportive environments, rich with the love and encouragement. Hence, allow me to extend boundless gratitude on behalf of the ministry and government of St. Kitts and Nevis to the village that nurtured each and every one of these young persons. The village where the parents, assisted by siblings and extended family members, laid the solid foundation with teachers, coaches, community leaders, mentors, peers, and acquaintances as equally strong pillars of support. Their empowering sources of encouragement, both tangible and intangible, unearthed the optimality in these 25 praiseworthy awardees. Therefore, I want to commend the ladies and gentlemen of the gallery for being among the key driving forces behind the young awardees. We salute each of you present this evening for the significant roles that you have played in molding these young men and women into model citizens worthy of emulation by their peers and of praise by all of us. Whatever the relationship, it did not define or deter your efforts. You saw it worthwhile to invest your personal time and energies to nurture, mentor, guide, teach, scold, encourage, uplift, and recognize them as the assets to society that they are. Mr. Speaker, this evening's ceremony is an integral part of the Ministry of Youth Empowerment and the government's commitment to the principles of positive youth development. This is an approach to youth development that recognizes the intrinsic value of young people as assets and partners in our country's development. I take this opportunity to implore my fellow citizens to take a moment and recognize our own individual biases and prejudices towards our young people. Let us instead make a deliberate effort to acknowledge their unique challenges and offer meaningful encouragement, guidance, and support as they navigate the challenges of life on their journey towards success. For it is in this success that we should trust, as we each inevitably and confidently feed the reins of leadership into their hands. It is our responsibility to ensure that their hands, hearts, and minds are empowered and prepared to hold these reins of leadership and stewardship of our land of beauty. Mr. Speaker, allow me to highlight Priority Domain 5 of the St. Kitts and Nevis Federal Youth Policy 2017 to 2022, which speaks to the youth as agents of democracy, development, and nation building, with the corresponding policy goal being to integrate and empower young people fully for genuine youth-led action as trusted partners in community and national development and decision-making. It is often said that young people are the future of any nation or society. While this is indeed true, it represents merely a portion of a much larger truth. The reality is, and has been, that young people constitute the foundation of effective development. Finally, although a momentous occasion, Mr. Speaker, let this evening be simply one of a magnitude of instances of acknowledgement, commendation, and support of our nation's most valuable resource, our youth. It was Tata Nelson Mandela who reminded us, and I quote, "Young people are capable, when aroused, of bringing down the towers of oppression and raising the banners of freedom," unquote. With these few words in mind and with much humility, I present the 2020 25 most remarkable teens. May it please you, Mr. Speaker.